Rudy is known as the millionaire real estate agent maker at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. His passion is to help real estate agents and brokers 10x their income with no cold calling, no prospecting, and no door knocking. He has been featured on ABC, CBS, Fox News. Riz Media named him as the 2020 real estate newsmaker. And Exelon Magazine also named Rudy as a top 10 most admired business leaders in 2021.
Instead of focusing on your weakness, instead of trying to improve what you are weak on, if you want to be successful, focus on your strength, develop your God-given talent, because every single one of us, we all have this God-given talent, right? But then, if you don't practice, you don't develop your God-given talent, it's useless. Look at every athlete or anybody that's successful in their field. Do you think they're born like that? They practice every single day. Right. But they practice on the one thing. Yeah. The problem with real estate agents, DJ, they try to practice on the stuff that like 20 different stuff. So now they become average in everything.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Superstars Agents Partner Podcast. Today, it's special because today we have Julie Lai, our special guest today. So, Julie, why don't you do a quick introduction about you, your backgrounds? How did you come across our team system here? What was your life before? And then later today, we'll be discussing about working with buyers post NAR settlement. But do a quick introduction about you before and what do you like best about serving clients today?
Perfect. Good morning, everyone. My name is Julie Lai, and I have the pleasure of working with Rudy Kusuma and at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Okay, so prior to being a real estate agent, I was working in the banking industry. I've started actually, about over 20 years ago with the sales and services. And so prior to the banking, I was actually in the telecommunication business. Did that for a few years. Didn't feel like I was going towards a career-oriented goal, so I decided to go into banking. And so banking was my passion. I was at banking for over 16 years. I started as a business specialist at Wells Fargo Bank. Did that for 5 years, and I got promoted. I got promoted to work with small business owners, and I got promoted to becoming what we call a senior business specialist role. So I moved out of basically the branch to corporate, and I was working at corporate office as a relationship manager, where I'm working with business owners with their revenue size of starting from 5 million all the way up to like 20 billion. And so what I did as a relationship manager was I basically helped my clients oversee their whole entire banking relationship at Wells Fargo. But also on top of that, as being their advocate on the banking side, I was also a lender. And so as a lender too, I was able to get to know my clients, learn a lot about, their personal financial goals, their business goals. And oftentimes, that led to commercial lending in terms of buying real estate property, right? And what I learned in reading and working with a lot of clients is that a lot of them built their personal wealth by acquiring real estate. I would be underwriting, looking at personal financial statement. And a lot of people's net worth where they built were equity from buying real estate, as opposed to their company, right? Instead of buying another business or expanding the business, they would continue to grow their portfolio and buying more real estate. And so that as a banker, right, always caught me thinking like, wow, maybe there's a possibility that in the near future that I will become, going towards real estate, right? And that was always a goal that I always wanted to do. But when I was working with banking, I had a really successful, a really established career at Wells. It was really hard for me to leave the industry when I was really comfortable. I was pretty much set. I had my own clientele. But you know what? I did enjoy my career, but there was a lot of sacrifice I had to make, right? I felt like during my 10 years over my 15 years at that career, my health was deteriorating. I was so devoted to my career that I was not paying attention to my family, my friends. And so it made me think to myself that I wanted to maybe consider a different career that would enable me to have a more work-life balance. And when the pandemic hit, it really opened up my eyes because from there, it made me realize, also at that time, I also had a son. And so at that point, when the pandemic happened, everything was shut down. I basically was working as a banker, taking care of my son, and was closed off from basically society, right? And that's when I had my talk with my husband. And I said to my husband, hey, I think maybe this is a sign. Maybe let me try to take the real estate license. If I'm able to pass, maybe this is a sign that this could be the next step in my career. And so I wasn't sure at that time if this was the right step. But I continued to work at my job, take care of my son. He was basically a newborn. I was studying for the real estate license, and miraculously, I passed. And on top of that, Rudy, I didn't get a salesperson license because I already had real estate experience as a lender, and I was doing the real estate lending side of it. I actually got my broker license. So that was a clear sign to me, like maybe this was a good change. I always wanted the flexibility and being able to be my own employer, right? Being able to make my own decision. And most importantly, I just wanted a better work-life balance. And so, in the banking industry, dealing with real estate, I heard a lot of great things with Rudy. I've always known about him, and I interviewed quite a bit of brokerage just to make sure that this is the right place. And after speaking with Rudy, after speaking with a few team members, I came to realize like this definitely was the place. And I have to tell you that this was one of my best decisions that I've made because I come to realize that I have a work-life balance. Um, and that Rudy has the system in place. Rudy has trainings on a daily basis. And what I love is that even though I left a big corporation where the team approach is available, that training is always available, Rudy has the same system, right? And what I love about this company is that we all work together as a team. I don't see myself as an individual agent. I see myself that I'm part of a corporation, that we're always there to help each other. That if I have any questions, like I could just, send a text to our group chat, and I'm pretty confident that someone will reply, within, I said, a few minutes. And that's truly the case. That happens 24 hours around the clock. And so I feel very blessed to be part of this company. I thank God every day that I took that leap of faith and I had that conversation. Maybe it's a blessing with the pandemic that happened, because if it didn't, right, I don't think I would be where I am right now. So, I'm a true believer that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, awesome. That's a great story, Julie. So let's dive right into our working with buyer system, right? So we get a lot of questions from the consumers as well as from other real estate agents from all over the United States, right? Sending us messages about, hey, what do you do working with buyers post NAR settlement? So can you share, Julie, because you are you are closing at a very high level. You are helping families. You get a lot of raving fans, right? A lot of 5-star reviews, a lot of video testimonials. Later on, we'll talk about that. But so the point is, you are helping consumers in this market today, post NAR settlement, helping to make that American dream come true. So can you share what are some of your best practices when you're working with buyers in this market today?
Yeah, so post NAR settlement, right? Prior to showing homes, buyers are required to sign a buyer representation broker compensation agreement, right? And that is just to make it clear that there is a clear understanding that when you're working with your agent, that you know exactly what they're going to be offering you and then what commission is that you'll be paying when you're working with your agent. And so a lot of times, we have to make it known, right, that there is a possibility that when we go see homes, sellers are not going to be offering commissions. And if that's the case, it's a buyer's responsibility in paying the buyer broker commission. Now, Rudy, a lot of buyers I met, right, as you can imagine, right, they're shocked, like, wow, what is going on with this news, right? But I assure them that just like how the seller has a choice now, whether or not they pay for the commission, the buyers themselves also have a choice, right? Now, just because the seller isn't offering commission, I tell them, my buyers, that, hey, just because the seller isn't paying doesn't mean that we can't negotiate the sellers to still pay for their commission. And so I would advise them, as their agent, I will find out what's important to the seller and being able to negotiate, what's important to the seller in making an offer that will best suit both the buyer and the seller, and also incorporate being able to pay for the buyer's agent commission. Okay, so the NAR settlement to me did negatively impact how I continued to work with my buyers and sellers. In fact, I actually feel more empowered in being able to help my buyers, because compared to before, we were required to have, before to now, right? We're required to have more clear transparency on, what that buyer-seller relationship is and on how we're able to achieve their real estate goals. And so here at Your Home Sold Guarantee Realty, right, I really haven't changed on how I continue to help our customers. I continue to provide the same service like I've done before. And so when I meet with the clients, I tell them, I'm not an individual agent. When you're working with me, you're actually working with a team. And our team vision is where we work together as a team and we work for you. And how our brokerage really stands out is our VIP program. And our VIP program offers 15 services of benefit. And basically, it's a full service. It's a one-stop shop where I will be able to guide all my buyers when they're buying home from A to Z. And so our VIP program, Liberty, but it really does is it provides our buyers a peace of mind and also the confidence that I will be with them every step of the way.
So what you are saying is that basically there's a lot of conversation. You focus heavily on the conversation, adding value and benefits. Make sure the consumers, make sure the clients really understand that, hey, I'm looking to buy my home and I'm hiring you exclusively to be my buyer's representative. So that has to be clearly articulated up front. So let's dive into the VIP buyer's benefits, Julie. So let's pretend you are speaking to, because we have so many real estate agents asking this, but let's assume we are doing this video and you are speaking directly to the consumers. Let's go through some of our VIP buyer's benefits so that real estate agents understand that, hey, there is a real tangible value, so that the consumers understand that when they hire Julie, you are not just a door opener, right? You are, because traditionally, Julie, most buyers, they already, the consumer perception is that I can find the homes that I'm looking for myself online, right? Everything is online. I just go to Google and I can find everything that I want. So the perception is that your job is just you're just a Uber driver and you're just a door opener, right? So let's talk about some of the benefits, including access to off-market unlisted homes when you are working with buyers. So let's go over our VIP buyers benefits. We call it value stacking, right? Value stacking means you overwhelm, you show the value what we do to the consumers so that the compensation is not a liability. The compensation is actually a benefit. It's a benefit for me to agree on the compensation when I hire an exclusive buyer representative. So go ahead, Julie. Let's go over some of our VIP buyers benefits.
Yeah, sure, Rudy. So when I meet with our clients, I always explain, this is a full service and it's a one-stop shop, and what our buyers love about this program is that they don't ever have to look elsewhere, right? They don't have to wonder, where am I going to look for example, one of our benefit is being able to have access to lenders, right? And since we are a flex agent through Zillow has the ability to help them get fully underwritten, right? With that, we're able to put in a strong offer where we're able to close as fast as 21 days, right? Zillow is able to also offer free appraisal. And then most importantly, is that they'll be able to price match, right? So there's definitely a lot of value in terms of working with our brokerage because we have an exclusive contract with Zillow and helping them book, getting the best financing program out there. Another benefit that I
So
definitely,
let's
Mhm.
stop right there. So the first benefits when you communicate, when you meet with the buyers, the first thing you communicate the benefits is, so here, let me put it up on the screen so our audience. So the first thing is you're explaining about financing. You are showing the consumers that when they hire you exclusively as their buyer's representative, step number one, you're going to position them to be able to compete financially. So here in our team, for example, we do what's called a full loan underwritten approval so that you can compete against multiple offers. Your offer is better than cash. So Julie, can you share a real life story how you, our clients, our VIP buyers clients, is able to compete against multiple cash offers. We are not even the highest, we are not even cash, but we are able to beat out. We are able to beat out the multiple cash offers and helping our clients to win their dream home.
Yeah, sure. So I recently met a client. He was buying a home in Baldwin Park, and this was actually his first home. When I first met him, he actually wanted to work with his credit union. Okay, he did not want to speak with our lender, and he said, I want to speak with my credit union. I think I should be able to get the best deal. And I said, okay, no problem. That's okay. I think it's good that you speak with your lender, your credit union, but also give us the opportunity to speak with our Zillow Home Loans to show you how we could match or even beat the offer, give you better financing. But not only that, with Zillow Home Loans, because they're such a big reputable company, that when I am submitting offers for you, as soon as I could show that you're being represented by Zillow Home Loans, your financing already stood out from the rest. So in this particular home, right, this was a hot home. The agent already told me they have multiple offers. I know that they also had cash, and at the same time, we were not the highest, and we were not cash. But when I submit offers for all my buyers, what I also emphasize is that our lenders are also working for them. Or when I submit offers, I'm always including the lender, the pre-approval, and once the offers are sent, I always ask the agents, may I please have my lender give you a call to be an advocate to show you how strong our offer is. And if we need to adjust our terms, for example, to adjust to make our offer stronger, please let us know. And so oftentimes our lenders will take the time to call the agents to make sure that they fully understand how qualified our buyers are, how competitive we are, and at the same time we could close fast. And so in that particular case, the seller said that, yeah, I'm gonna go with you because you guys have a Zillow. They're a big company. I have more confidence working with you versus a small bank that I have no idea who they are. And we were not even the highest in
Yep.
that situation too as well.
So that's step number one. Benefits number one is the loan approval process. We do what's called a full loan underwritten approval, not just a mere pre-approval. So step number one, identify all the loan options, assisting you in getting a full loan underwritten approval. It's better than cash, be able to beat out the multiple cash offers. And then the next thing our mortgage team does is to identify programs that might save you money, such as looking at grants money, down payment assistance, tax credit, and assist you in getting your assets verified. So how it will benefit our VIP clients is that we work with lenders to help us demonstrate to the sellers. This is what Julie's talking about. Julie is, once we package the deal, Julie is demonstrating to the owner of the house in a compelling way how strong a buyer you are. So that's step number one. So once, then the next thing in our VIP buyers benefits, we are going through our home search process. So Julie, why don't you talk about our home search process, because this is very powerful, having access to homes, including homes that's not available online. That this is key, you guys, because think about it. What if what if what if we can show you homes every single day, homes that match your criteria, including homes that's not available online, homes that's not available to the general public, homes that's not available to the other real estate agents, homes that you cannot see on Google, homes that's not available anywhere else but only through our through Julie. So Julie, go ahead, please explain that, because that sounds too good to be true. But let's take our time to explain in details, so that the consumers who's watching this, or the other real estate agents that watching this, they can see there's a real value in having an exclusive buyer representation.
Yeah, so in terms of off market, I mean, those are off markets that are very invaluable, right? And so with our team approach, we have off market deals where we have sellers in waiting and buyers in waiting. And then what I mean about that is that we have sellers that are, for example, waiting to go on the market, but not yet ready. And so we have access and we know property that are going to be available, but yet it's not available online. So those are the off market leads that we'll be able to find. On top of that, we have buyers, right, that before they can even buy a home, they need help in terms of selling on homes, and they're not sure whether or not, right, that they're worthy to buy. So those are also off market properties that we're able to find. We have internally off market deals that we share among ourselves, right, that are getting ready to be marketed online, but not yet. So those are also deals that we are having that's off market that you will never be able to find online. We have access to like foreclosures, notice of defaults, those types of loans where you have situations where sellers are in a financial crisis and need someone to help them to represent. And then we also have buyers that, sorry, sellers who don't want to be online. They just don't. They just want their privacy. They don't want to be on the open market, and those are also the type of buyers, sellers that don't want to be online. So we have many different channels in terms of helping you find off-market listings. And we also have third-party vendors that we're able to pull, let's say through our title companies, that will be able to find exactly what you're looking for based on the criteria that you give us. So this post-marital settlement, right? I say it's a blessing in disguise, because this allows me to really spend the time to get to know my buyers, to find out exactly what they're looking for, and able to narrow down the search so that I'm able to do a better job and be able to go out and find exactly what they're looking for, whether it's online or off market.
Now check it out, you guys. This is so powerful that on the home search process, most real estate agents only show you homes that you yourself can find it online. That's how the MLS software works. The moment a property gets listed into the multiple listing service, the MLS, automatically it gets syndicated to over 15,000 end user website. That's why everything is available on Google, right? So this inventory is often picked over, overpriced, overwhelming. Every buyer can find these homes. This is like you, Julie, standing on a long lines outside Walmart on a Black Friday. You have no advantage over competing buyers. This is what is the industry norms and standards. Online portals do not include coming soon and off-market inventory. What we do is that with our home buying system here, we work behind the scenes to find you homes that the average agents, the other buyers, do not know about. So, for example, Julie mentioning about distressed properties, divorce, probate, foreclosures, notice of defaults, late payments. We have a database of thousands of homeowners that's behind on their mortgage payments. Expired, meaning the owner of the house, they tried to sell their house in the past, but they couldn't sell the house. But they're thinking of selling their home. Off-market, unlisted homes for sale by owners. And many cases, you will be the only buyers to know about these homes. Basically, we go directly. It could be as simple as looking at the map, right, Julie? We go once we know what our buyer's clients is looking for, we're literally looking at the map and go directly to the owner of the house and presenting the cash offer directly to the owner of the house. We also network with other agents to ensure we have access to homes that's not yet listed. We also have a strong relationship with builders so that you have access to new construction homes available only to our VIP buyers clients. So, Julie, let's talk about the power of the map, Julie, because I think this is the biggest access to off-market homes, right? So when you work with buyers, you know exactly what the buyers is looking for. You're looking at the map. You go directly to the owner of the house. Can you speak more on that?
Yeah, so when we are being able to zone in exactly what they're looking for, this allows me to basically work directly with the sellers. Because right now we also have a system in place where we're able to generate multiple cash offers. And so the power of that is that we have the ability to compel the sellers to consider selling their home. And so the empowerment of that map is it's really about narrowing down the search to give the buyers exactly what they're looking for so we're not wasting anyone's time.
Yep, you were mentioning about our multiple cash offers program. We have over 3,000 homes that's not yet available to the general public, but the reason we have access to it because the owner of the house inquire cash offers through our platform. Now, so how you will benefit within our home search process is that we'll give you an unfair advantage over any other buyers by finding you selection of homes that most other buyers will not even know about, so that you can be the first and the only one access to homes that match your criteria. This is having an exclusive access to a proprietary information. Exclusive access means only you have access to it. Proprietary information means nobody else have access to it. So this is one of the main benefits of our VIP buyers program. Now, let's continue with, oh, by the way, when you set up a one-on-one with Julie, then we can show you the apps like our multiple cash offer platform. So that way you can see the list of homes. Now, the next thing, Julie, that we also educate our clients is what we call our market dynamics, where we show our clients the relationship between active listings, homes under contract, and homes that already sold, so that you know how to how to set up your offers. We show you our list to sale ratio so that you know the average buyer, what the average buyer is paying, the days on the market. So remember, most consumers, they're looking at national nationwide news, right? On the news and stuff. Those are at the micro level. But then when we set up a one-on-one with you, we educate you on the micro market dynamics, on the market specifically that you are looking for, so that you are more knowledgeable than the other buyers and agents. Now, how it benefits you is that this data will help us to create compelling offers that once we find the right home so that you can get you the best deal. Julie, let's talk about our offer research, Julie, because here we'll talk about before you put together we call it the ultimate offer package, which we'll cover on step number 5 here. Let's talk about what do you do, Julie, before you actually put together the offer, because to get the best deal we need to create a strategic offers that the sellers feel compelled to accept. So let's talk about that, Julie. Let's talk about the homework, the assignments that you do before you submit the offer, because most real estate agents, Julie, in a competing market, they're struggling getting the offer accepted because all they do, they just email the offers. So let's talk
Yeah.
about that. Let's talk about the research before you submit the offers.
Yeah. So, a lot of people think like, hey, submitting being an agent's easy. You just put the number on paper, you just listen to what the buyer wants, put it on paper, submit the offer, and then that's it. Then it's a waiting game. And then you kind of wonder like, what happened? Why didn't I get my offer accepted? So, what we do in terms of submitting offer is that aside from finding out what's important to our buyers, we have to do our homework up front. We have to understand the market. We have to understand, who the competitions are, what was sold in that area. And then before we actually submit the offer, what's important is that we pick up the phone to speak with the listing agent. We want to build some rapport with the listing agent, be able to communicate why to work with us. Why should you work with Julie, right? So finding out also what is important to the seller is very important, right? Because unless we know what's important to the seller, right, we shouldn't be putting a 30-day escrow, for example, if they need, let's say, 21, because they're already long gone. They want to close as soon as possible. So yeah, the really first step is to pull the comps, find out what's the homes being sold around that area. Number 2 is to really build that rapport, right? Find out, what the seller is looking for, and then being able to convey that back to the buyer and be able to put a stronger offer. Our ultimate offer package, what we do is we put the package offer into one PDF.
We'll get to the offer package on the next step. I just want to make sure our audience here understand what Julie is talking about here. What Julie is saying, you guys, this is such a gold nugget. What Julie is saying is that we don't just email the offers. You know what negotiation is all about? Negotiation, what Julie is talking about. This is the art of negotiation. Negotiation is not squeezing the other side. Negotiation is not basically squeezing the other side. Basically, you beating up the others. No, negotiation is gathering information. Negotiation is all about gathering information, intelligence, so that we put together a deal that's relevant, that's important for the other side. So this is the research. This is what Julie is talking about. This is the research that we do to arrive at these offers. Julie is asking question. For example, just now she mentioned about how long has the house been on the market? How many showings have you been getting? What's most important for the owner of the house? What does the seller need in terms of time frame of the house? What the price do they need? How have they rejected any offers? What did they pay for the home when they bought it? What types of financing did they get in when they purchase it? So all this intelligence, this is an intelligence gathering process. So how it benefits the consumers, our VIP buyers, clients, is that armed with this information regarding the seller's motivation and inside knowledge of this home in particular, we can create a compelling offers that get you the best deal. Now, this is what Julie was about to talk about. creating a compelling offers. So here in our team, we call it the ultimate offer package. So let's talk about that, Julie. Let's talk about the ultimate. Before we talk about the ultimate offer package, Julie, let's share a real life case. Why don't you share your real life case, how you are able to help a client competing against multiple offers in this market today, and the owner of the house decided to work with you, decided to accept your offer in spite of the multiple offer, in spite of the multiple hires offers. And the reason they decided to accept our client's offer is because the way you package the deal. Let's talk about that. And then we talk about the mechanics on the deals.
Sure. Yeah. So how you present your offer is, I would say, very, very crucial. It's not also about the words that coming out your mouth, but it's about what you put on paper, right? And how do you organize, right, the offer on paper. So for us, it's always important to find out, as I mentioned, what the seller's looking for. And to make a strong offers, right, is really finding out what's important and being able to shorten the contingency so that it benefits not the seller, but also the buyer too as well. As far as putting the offer together is we also want to make sure that what we're putting in on the pre-approval isn't just a pre-approval. It's not a pre-qualification. We want to make sure that we're submitting a fully underwritten approval. As far as the package, I will also include not only just the bank statements, but I will also include, let's say, for example, the desktop underwriting, okay, which is what we call a DU. And if possible, if the buyer's okay with it, also include, let's say, the credit report, right, to show them the financial strain. If possible, if the buyer's okay with that, we also include basically a love letter just to explain why the buyer really loves the home and why they should be picking our offer as opposed to other offer. And what I also mentioned earlier before is to also have the lender to be included in the offer so that the lender will be able to represent the buyer too as well. We put the offer into one PDF, so it's really easy for the sellers and the agents to review the offers. And then we make sure that we shorten the contingency, right? And also put our best foot forward. And what I always do after I submit an offer is to kind of get some feedback to see, hey, is there anything I can do to get this offer accepted? Or most importantly, I would ask is, what do I need to do today in order to get our offers accepted, right? And that's where the agent will have the opportunity to convey what is important to the seller in order to open escrow today.
So powerful, very powerful stuff here. So this is what Julie, so price is only one of the 5 elements of an offer. There is so many terms like Julie mentioned just now. So a compelling offers includes a purchase price, the closing cost, the contingencies, the deposit, the settlement date, but all of this, you wouldn't know how to design it if the real estate agent that representing the buyers do not do all the homework prior to submitting an offer. So all the groundwork, all the intelligence gathering, now we package it together into one package. Due to the number of transactions that we do, Julie and I in our team, we help over 1,000 families in the last 12 months to move into their new home. So due to the number of transactions that we do, we are able to direct you to the providers with the lowest cost. So for example, let's talk about our partners, Julie. Like for example, on the home buying process, well, what is involved? Like home inspection, termite, insurance. Let's talk about all of our providers that help the consumers to win in this market today.
Yeah, so when you are going into escrow, many people don't realize it's not only the agent that's part of your team. So before you open escrow, right, we also have access to a team of lawyers, and they will also be able to help you before, during, and after escrow if you have any legal advice. But when you're into the escrow, right, the partners that typically involve, right, are the home inspections, the term inspections as well. Title and escrow will be involved once the escrow is open. We also need to work with the insurance company, right, to make sure that the insurance is binded before we close escrow. When I'm submitting offers, I always often negotiate on a home warranty, right? And most people don't realize like a home warranty is a short-term insurance that is available to all homeowners. And so in case anything breaks after escrow, home warranty will step in to either fix if they can, and if they can't fix it, they'll be able to replace, whatever that's broken. Also, aside from that, right, we also have, let's say, outside vendors, right, during the inspections, right? If we need specialists, such as contractors, mold inspections, for example, sewer inspections, right? So those are all the team members that are involved. Most important, during a transaction, we also have a transaction coordinator that will walk us through the step. And their job as a transaction coordinator is to ensure that all the paperworks that was provided to sellers are complete, that they are correct. And the transaction coordinator is also our eyes and ears, right? They basically will make sure that we're meeting all of our contingencies in escrow, such as the inspection contingency, the loan contingency, the appraisal contingency, and most importantly, that we close escrow on time.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So Julie is talking about contingencies. So contingencies are a key way for us to protect you. You will almost always have a contingency. For example, on a home inspection, appraisal, mortgage. That's exactly what Julie is talking about. This is all part of the elements of an offer. We will help you to determine the most advantageous deposit. We'll submit every offer in an organized strategic proposal. So this is what Julie was talking about just now when she was referring to as the ultimate offer package. And we also coach the listing agent how to present our offers in the best possible way. Now, how this benefits our consumers' clients is that we will work to ensure that you do not give away the power to the sellers. Remember, the only way the sellers only have one house to sell, whereas you have many houses to decide. So these are all the components in the negotiating on when the VIP buyers clients meet with us. This is all the benefits of having an exclusive buyer representation. So at the one-on-one session, Julie explained one-on-one what does the contract period means, how does the contract periods, the contingency, that we go through the entire residential purchase agreement to make sure that your transaction progresses smoothly to closing while maintaining your protection throughout the process. And then Julie explained what the settlement is all about at the close of escrow, what it means, what you need to bring, and how it benefits you is that we will drive down the closing costs in every possible way. What happened after close of escrow? So this is all in details when our clients set up a one-on-one with one of our specialists, with Julie here. We've gone through each one of these, so you have a clear roadmap as to what happens. Now, Julie, the major difference, so there are 8 elements. We don't have time to go through in details today. I know you have a 12 o'clock appointment. We have 5 minutes left here. So once we go through the 8 elements of the VIP buyers process, we explain to the consumers that we work with the listing agent to get the sellers to pay for our services through the proceeds of sale. Based on what we have discussed today, would you like me to represent you in the purchase of a home? So let's talk about that, Julie. Let's talk about on the compensation side, post-NAR settlement, how so the owner of the house, I mean the buyers, hire you exclusively on their agent at the predetermined fees. And then there's many ways to collect their fees. Can you share more about fees? How does the fees is actually a benefit for the buyers?
Yeah, so as far as the ways to collect the fees, right? The fees actually empowers the buyers to really decide if this is the home that they want. And if it is a home that they really want, right? My job as their agent is to really negotiate the sellers to be able to pay for the commission on their behalf. There you are going to have some cases, Rudy, where hey, seller's just very adamant, they don't want to pay it, but there are ways to negotiate into the contract, and that really goes back to finding out what is important to the seller to be able to negotiate. I have had submitted offers where seller says, "No, I'm not paying the commission," but it's really how you present the offer, how you shorten the contingencies, how strong your buyers are, and being able to put that offer together, right? So it's not always about the price, and so being able to negotiate that into the deal.
So, Julie, is there anything else that you want to say before we wrap it up? I wanna end our podcast today, our interview today, with the clients' testimonials that you just received yesterday, and that's gonna take about 5-6 minutes. So we're gonna end that with that. But before we play that clients' testimonials that we get this week, is there anything else you wanna, if you wanna share to? We have different group of people who's watching this, Julie. We have the consumers, people who's thinking of buying and selling a house. We also have many real estate agents watching this video. They are wondering about how to be successful post NAR settlement. Any closing remarks? And then as soon as you finish with your closing remarks, I'm gonna immediately go to your clients' testimonials.
Okay. I really truly feel, post NAR settlement, I really feel that this is a real benefit to the buyers, to the sellers, and also to all the agents. I feel that everyone now has a choice, and it's about the agent being able to represent you, be able to show you what the value that they could bring to the table. And now everyone has a choice of who you want to work with. And what I love about this new change is that once you are hired, I know exactly which buyers to work with. I'm able to delegate more time, being able to do a better job for them and narrowing down their search and be able to, get them the best deals. So I really feel that I know the market's still adjusting to this market, but I think in the long run, that in my opinion, it really benefits to the buyers in the end.
HomeSoldGuaranteed.com. Go to yourhomesoldguaranteed.com and start packing.
Hi, my name is Anna,
And I'm Derek.
and we had the pleasure of working with Julie Lai from Your Home Sold Guaranteed. She has been the best realtor that we have worked with during the 5-year house hunting experience that we've had.
We were looking for a place that had enough space for us and the rest of our family. If our people were to visit us from out of town, we wanted to be able to have enough room for them, and also have enough room so that we could both work from home if we wanted to.
Yeah, and we were also looking for a home that was well loved, that we could make into our own home. We wanted it to feel like a home. We wanted space for Luna, our family, just being able to spend quality time together. So there were a lot of specific features that we were looking for when we were house hunting.
Hi, my name is Julie Lai, and I had a pleasure of working really closely with Anna and Derek as a Zillow Premier agent. So I've been working with Anna and Derek for over 1.5 years. Now, prior to that, they were looking for their dream home for over 5 years.
So for us, it was a years-long battle. So we've been trying to get a home since before COVID even. And the process was arduous, to say the least. Yes, and it's because you just need to get onto a house. As soon as you know that you want to even consider a house, you have to go visit it. You have to put in an offer, and then there's all of the process after that even. And so it's a marathon of looking for houses, and then a sprint at the very end when you actually do find the house that you really, really want. And so it was cool that as soon as we were ready and we felt like we wanted to do this, she was right there with us and willing to put in the effort too.
She was really trying to represent us, and she wasn't an agent who would just take on, a lot of clients and we're all fighting with each other. She was really there with us and trying to represent us and looking out for our interests. And so that really helped me feel good about having her as my agent, and made me feel like she would be the agent that we would want to stick with as we try to finish this house hunting adventure.
I didn't have the privilege of meeting Julie until well into my wife's adventure trying to get a house. She would look at Zillow and other listings on Realtor. She even had the app on her phone and her tablet and things to check houses all the time. And I understand she was working very closely with Julie. And so I heard her name a lot, and it wasn't until this house actually that I got to meet her. And so I was able to see her work her magic.
We were working with several agents, and they were also submitted several offers, but they were unsuccessful as far as getting their offer accepted because they were constantly competing with cash offers. I recall first meeting with Derek, and he was very pessimistic. He kept insisting, like, I'm not going to get my offer accepted. There's going to be cash offers out there. It's not going to happen. But after working with Derek and Anna, I reassured them.
We would put in offers on homes, or at least like go to the open house, and we'd be told there's 5 cash offers already, so they didn't bother putting in an offer on the home. So it was just very grueling. It just made us feel like there was not going to be any hope for us to even purchase a home because the home prices also were climbing. So we just couldn't put in a good enough offer sometimes, and so it was hard to say the least.
Yeah, overall, I think it was difficult, and the sense that we were getting for a lot of the homes that we did put an offer in was really that they were looking for the highest price. I have worked with a lot of realtors over the past few years as we've been house hunting. Yeah, it's been 5 years. We've been house hunting. I've probably worked with maybe half a dozen realtors during that time. So I've gotten a sense of how different realtors work, and I will say Julie really stood out. She was really transparent. She followed through. She was very clear in communicating expectations and information. She was very quick about responding. Responsiveness was, I think, really important in this case because it was such a fast process as well. So that definitely helped.
I told them that we need to get them in touch with our preferred lenders, and from there, we will be able to get them fully underwritten, so that way, when they're submitting their offer will be as good as cash. Aside from submitting an offer as good as cash, what I also educated them was also that we will have to also work on submitting a strong and clean offer. And so, as opposed to working with a lot of agents who are just submitting offers, what makes me different is that I actually pick up the phone. Just as important as finding out what is important to my buyers, I also reach out to the listing agent to find out what is important to the sellers. And so being able to negotiate on the buyer's behalf and also being able to submit a strong and clean offer is what I was able to do to help them get them in escrow in this particular home.
It was great because some of the other realtors that we've talked to, they just seemed very okay, we put in an offer and that's it kind of thing. But it really was very clear from the get-go that Julie put in the extra effort to make sure that we got this house. Like, she was following up. She was making sure that our qualities, like the good qualities that we had, were highlighted and put forward to the seller. And I think that made all the difference in the world. I don't think that they would have really even looked at it. And so even some of the feedback that we got from the sellers, we had the opportunity of talking to them. They even mentioned we didn't think like we were going to care about the statement, but he said after reading your guys' statement, it was like, I do care. Like, it was really cool to hear him say that. And so I cannot recommend her enough. I think that she made the difference of us getting this house.
Yeah, I agree.
So in this particular offer, we were competing with cash offer. But after finding a little more detail of what the seller was looking for, I found out that this was their first home, that they built it from scratch, and they wanted to find a buyer that was able to make this their forever home. So I was able to overcome the challenge and able to get them to submit an offer as good as cash. But not only that, Anna and Derek were the perfect candidates. They looked at the layout, they looked at the location, and they really truly loved this home. It was really perfect for their family. They could envision themselves as a forever home. And this was exactly what the seller was looking for.
And she was very good about trying to get things done on the back end and making the process easier for us. So she tried to take care of as much as she could. And she got us connected with really great people who understood our priorities as well and made sure that things were done in a timely manner, as timely as things can be. So, overall, she made the process as painless as possible and very quick, and we honestly just really appreciate everything that she's done.
So congratulations, Anna and Derek. I am so thrilled. I know it's been a long 5-year journey, and I am so thrilled that I am part of this team, being able to represent you and be your advocate and be able to help you find your dream home. And hopefully this will be your forever home.
DRE number 01908329. Why risk working with just any agent when your home sold guaranteed?